Good morning and welcome to the STS-128 mission status briefing. With us again tonight, our lead space station flight director for this mission, Heather Rarick, as well as lead EVA officer, Zeb Scoville. We'll start off with some overviews from those two and then move on to your questions. Heather?
Okay, once again, it's been another great day to mark in the space program. Real thrilled today. Saw evidence of great teamwork, not just in the EVA, which we've come to expect to some degree, but also in the flight control team that was supporting the EVA. They spent several days and hours working to make sure that their choreography of their power-ups, power-downs, coordination between them for some of the activities today during the EVA went smoothly, and it certainly did. So before I talk more about the spacewalks, crew performed 2 maintenance activities today. The first one was the berthing mechanism bolt replacement. This was identified a few days ago that we needed to make this replacement. That checkout will be performed tonight, but the replacement went fine, no issues, and we expect to have a successful checkout tonight. We also had a OGA water filter that was removed from an ORU, but this ORU itself was not expected to be taken apart. So we also did not have a flight unit on the ground, so that made this task very difficult to develop the procedures, but the procedures folks did an excellent job of building those. The crew commented on how good they were. They were able to pull out the filter and identify that 70 to 80% of it was blocked, and that helps resolve our concerns with what was going on with the OGA water processing. That filter will fly home with the 17A crew and be looked at here on the ground. Transfer also went well today. I think we have somewhere between 66 and 85% of the MPLM transferred. We expect to be able to finish that tomorrow. Mid-deck's also at 70%, and we expect that to finish up on flight day 11. Today's spacewalk was performed by Danny Olivas and Christopher Fugelsang, so this was their second. Well, Danny's third and Christopher's second for this mission. Did an excellent job. We ended the EVA at 7 hours and 1 minute. First task was the S3 upper outboard PAS deploy. There was a short checkout performed. A full checkout will be performed after HTV arrives, but it's currently in good condition to accept the ELC-2, which will be flown on ULF-3 in November. RGA-2 was replaced, and it's now operational, and in fact, they're using the attitude data from it as we speak. So that was a big success. The RGA that was taken out will be returned home as well, so it can be refurbished and reflown. RPCM, which is our electronics box, that was replaced. That required a thermal loop shutdown, so some of our equipment was without thermal cooling for some time today. That went well also. It's back up and running and no issues. Two GPS antennas were installed. There was a small problem with the MLI, which I think Zeb will walk through. But those antennas are now up to those determinations, but we'll take a look at that.
Very much.
Okay. Thanks, Marsha. I believe we also have Charles Atkinson on.
Thank you. Charles Atkinson, SpaceLaunchNews.com. Heather, I know we've seen an undocking before, but could you discuss how dynamic it will be for the crew to undock and stow Leonardo on Monday?
Well, we'll stow Leonardo the day before we undock, so that'll be taken care of. That's another very exciting day. We get Kevin Ford will be out using the arm once again to take it from its current position down into the payload bay. That's always exciting to watch, and a lot of good work goes into that. Undocking, of course, we had some jet failures, so we're looking at how we'll be doing our undocking. I think that plan's all resolved. We're still waiting on a few pieces of analysis that should be available tomorrow for us to firm up our undocking plans. But that'll happen fairly early on flight day 12, and of course, we look forward to seeing the shuttle leave the space station. It's a bittersweet moment, but the opportunity to do the fly around, if that will exist for us, will always give us some tremendous shots of the space station that I think are always exciting to see.
And lastly, I know you've been busy with a very exciting and beautiful spacewalk tonight, but what other tasks, if you could comment, need to be performed on station before Tranquility arrives?
ULF-3 has quite a few tasks. I think they have, I can't even think right now about all their tasks. They do have some preparation tasks. There's internal tasks as well. Internal as well as external tasks that need to be performed, like I mentioned, the feed through cables. External, I think there's a few additional things that they need to take care of on the outside, but I can't think of all the specifics at this point. And then Node 3, when it arrives, there's the final checks and cleanup that'll be performed when it arrives.
Thank you.
Okay. That's all our questions from the phone bridge. We'll come back here for follow-ups. Bill?
Just a really simple one. When do they test in the CBM? And that's something the ground does?
Yeah. That'll be tested tonight. They,
what does tonight mean? I don't know what that means.
Sorry. During crew sleep. The crew will go to bed in a few hours, and they have the CPA or the piece of equipment in that they can run that bolt, and they'll check it out.
Thanks. That's it.
Okay. Seeing no further questions here, we'll go ahead with our updates on NASA television schedule. Crew scheduled for the station to go to bed at about 2 a.m. Central Time, and then the shuttle crew scheduled to go to sleep about 2:30 a.m. We'll have our start of our flight day highlights for Flight Day 9 coming up at 3 a.m. Central Time, and then on the hour after that while the crew sleeps. And then our International Space Station Flight Director interview is scheduled for 8 a.m. Central Time. Reminder that all the latest information on the shuttle mission and the station are available on the NASA website at www.nasa.gov. With that, we'll close the briefing. Thanks for coming.
This is Mission Control Houston, and with today's mission status briefing with lead Station Flight Director Heather Rarick, as well as the lead spacewalk officer for this mission, Zeb Scoville. The team here in the Space Shuttle Flight Control Room is taking a quick break while Discovery passes out of communications range. We should pick them back up in about 2.5 minutes.